Focus on this and get it done because Sonny's asleep and I love to lose my mind.
Yes, let's not.
Okay.
I don't want Timmy to lose his mind.
Welcome to I Love My Baby, but what did we call it?
Questions with me.
Okay, questions with me,
Perfect.
Chris.
So today we're talking with Tim's mom, Chris, and she's going to talk to us all about her experience as a new mom.
Mom, so
Yeah?
you're a new mom?
No, an old mom.
As she was once a new mom.
Yes, a long time ago. Okay, my oldest is Carrie, and he is 54. And then there's Alexis, and he is 46. And then there's Hillary, and she's 40. And then there's Tim, and he is 36.
And which one of those is your favorite?
Wouldn't you like to know?
So you've had 4 kids.
I've had 4 kids.
You've been pregnant 4 times. What was your experience like being pregnant? Did you like it? Was each pregnancy different?
It was like Christmas.
Really?
You get a prize at the end of it.
Is that why
Yeah.
you got pregnant so many times?
Yeah,
'Cause it
probably.
was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me sideways, and I got pregnant. So
Yeah. My
What do you
mom
mean
always...
that you were very fertile?
Oh yeah.
Fertile myrtle, as we like to say. Obviously, my mom was too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I always say to my mom. I just can't imagine doing it 5 times. But I guess if you love it, then it's no big thing.
I did not have morning sickness.
So you loved being pregnant. You felt super feminine. Very interesting because I definitely didn't. But what was it like, your experience giving birth? Obviously, I know you've mentioned that you didn't get an epidural and Timmy's labor was really difficult. So tell us about that. Did you not have the option to get the epidural?
No, I
or
could
did
have
you-
had the
and
epidural. The
you went
idea of
in-
somebody sticking a needle in my back and then I'm paralyzed from the waist down for hours afterward. I wanted to be able to have a hamburger and get up out of bed.
Right. Yeah. You're stuck to the bed the whole time.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So
Right, and of course,
and in those
eating a hamburger is definitely the priority.
when you're in after, I
Yeah.
really wanted to be able to eat. Anyway.
Where were you going to get the hamburger from?
Your dad was going to go get it for me.
Yeah, of course you are.
Pronto. It's back labor, and you're
Timmy was back labor.
yes, and he is breech, but it's
Oh,
not your
God.
classical breech where you're completely turned around. He was facing my legs, and his arms were up. So, I didn't know that the cord would be wrapped around his neck 3 times until he came out. And I was in labor for 10 and a half hours or more, and nobody came, and nobody came, and nobody came, and it got to the point where my husband had to go out into the hallway and said, my wife can only move her eyelids. I think somebody should come and check on her. This European doctor came in who had delivered Timmy's cousins, and he put his arm up and he took Timmy's head and he pulled it around my pubic bone. He'd been banging against a pubic bone for hours.
So
then he
stuck
came,
his hand in there.
and
Oh my
Timmy
God,
was
with
born
no
20
epidural.
minutes later. Well, it turns out that the guy who delivered him, or thought he delivered him, was doing drugs, and he had disappeared. So I was his last customer.
Next day, when did you hear Paul Simon at the hospital?
The next night at the hospital, I had a private. My room was right across the street from the stage, and I had my own seat right there, and could hear it plain as day.
So that's why Timmy loves Paul Simon
Maybe,
so much, you think?
yeah. He came out, and there he was.
Okay, great.
Cute. First of all, amazing that you had 4 babies and did not get the epidural. I can't believe that, especially after how long you were in labor. But anyways, Okay, breastfeeding. So obviously, I struggled with breastfeeding. What was your experience like? Did you breastfeed your children? Was there the stigma of breastfeeding versus formula? What was it like for you?
It was actually just starting to become very popular and to breastfeed.
Yeah.
And there was a stigma, I think, if you didn't do it. You were pressured to do it.
Yeah.
So with Alexis, it was easy, but then I had to go to work, and I didn't know about pumping.
Were there even pumps? Were there even
I don't
machines?
even know. Nobody came and told me, and I had no clue. There was no lactation specialist in those days. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
And then I had Hillary, and I tried. I didn't enjoy it. There was no electric pump. There was a hand pump. You tried doing that for hours.
I cannot even
That was
imagine.
insane. So
I thought it was bad before I found the hands-free bra, let alone I can't imagine having to go like this and squeeze.
Yes, it was horrible. Like a cow.
You're like, literally milking a cat.
I didn't really enjoy nursing. I couldn't relax doing it. So I just did it I think I did it with Hillary for a couple of months, and I did it with Timmy for a couple of months, and then I went to formula. But
okay, so I struggle with this a little bit. There's so much advice out there. Obviously, with like the digital age, we can go online and compare ourselves to everyone and get so many different opinions. Was that something that you dealt with like in a different way maybe? Like, did you ever feel overwhelmed by all the different ways to raise the children? No,
not at all. I wasn't going to read anything. I had Dr. Spock, and I had read it when I was pregnant and sort of got the general gist.
I don't even know what that is.
See? It's the book that everybody followed. There was no social media, so there was no shaming, there was no comparing. The only way you compared is you went to the park with your baby, you sat down on a bench, and you started a conversation with another mother.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And then you went to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician said you're doing a good job.
But did you ever second guess yourself?
Always.
Even with,
Every
so
new
there was
mother.
still that. You were still second guessing yourself,
Yes.
like, and comparing maybe yourself to what your friends were doing?
Yeah, so I felt scared, and sometimes, is the baby getting enough? I think it's universal. And I think that, yes, every new mother makes mistakes, but you accepted them, and then you tried something else.
Right. All right. What do you think about Timmy as a dad? You've now seen him here for a couple days.
I think he's a great dad.
Yeah.
I think both of you. You're very relaxed. You try different things. So I think you're both great parents, and you devote a lot of time. And when Timmy is busy and can't be here, you take over and you work. So when you're working and Timmy comes and takes over and does his fair share. In my day, there was more of a definition of what my job was and what Tim's dad, his job was.
Totally.
Although his dad was the one who got down on the floor and rolled around and played in the dirt. I was the one who read the books and took the kids to the doctor and made dinner. So, and that was a definite.
Right.
In your household, it's different because it's a different time in society. And I think you both do a great job.
Great.
Thank you. Maybe you can just give us any general advice, after seeing us parent for the past couple days, or just anything to keep in mind as we're...
I just think that you use a lactation specialist or your sleep specialist. I think they're very interesting and whatever. And what they say is really correct. But you take what they say and you extrapolate to your lifestyle. And maybe it won't happen tomorrow, but you know the direction that you'd like to, and the kind of household you'd like. So you will go in that direction. I think you're doing a fine job. I don't think that because one person says this and one person says that, that you absolutely have to immediately attain that goal. That can be a goal that you want your child to sleep through the night. And if he sleeps through the night between 3 or 4 months and 6 months, it'll happen when it'll happen. And
Right.
I think you shouldn't expect too much. I think one of the biggest differences now is I mean, you care about what other people think so much. You know, you're comparing yourself to other people. In my day, you compared yourself to a very limited group, and it's much healthier in a way.
That's what my mom says too, that she felt it was much easier to be a mom because she didn't have all these different opinions coming at her, and she
Exactly.
could just feel confident and trusting her gut.
Yes, that's what I think you forget. You're an intelligent woman. You both are good parents. Trust your gut.
Right. That's what what Timmy keeps telling me. Like when I ask him, should we do this? Should we do this? He's like, what is your instinct telling you?
And your instinct is right.
We just listen to that.
Yeah.
Mom, are you surprised that I'm so wise?
I don't think she is.
No. I think you are wise. I think you're a very supportive human being, and that makes you a really good dad.
That is so sweet. Thank you, Mom. All right, well, Whitney, you want to wrap it up? You want to say thank you?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
We love you so much.
How has
I
it
didn't
been?
know that I liked the camera so much.
You have a
You're
lot to
feeling
say.
comfortable now?
Oh, you're taking pictures of me.
Mom, who do you like more, me or Hillary?
I'm not even touching that.
Do you think I'm going to beat Billy in fantasy football?
Billy who?
Billy Kotler.
You're playing fantasy football? I
Yeah.
have no idea. I don't know anything about that. You get to pick the players you want,
Yeah.
so you have good people. If you do, you might win. That's weird.
What's weird?
Just sweep me